Hey y'all, welcome to another edition of Christmas at the Crafty Cove. Today I have got 5 adorable DIYs that can transition from Christmas to winter that I wanted to share with you today, so that these are things that when you make them now, you can leave them out for a couple months. Here we go. Let's get right into it. DIY number 1. So for this first DIY, y'all, we're going to take 4 4x6 picture frames from the Dollar Tree. We're just going to remove everything that's inside these, the glass and all. We're not going to worry about any of that. You see me there, I'm deciding if I want to put the glass back in them, and I do that, but then I change my mind. So what we're going to do is use some Fix All adhesive and some hot glue, and we're going to glue 2 of these picture frames together. We're going to flip them over, and I'm going to use a jumbo popsicle stick cut in half to put in the middle of these just for a little more stability. Then we're going to do the other 2 the exact same way. Fix All adhesive and hot glue, glue those together, flip them over, and put our popsicle stick right there in the middle for more stability. Now that we've got those 2 pieces glued together, it's time to glue those 2 together. So now we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to use our combination of Fix All adhesive that I get from the Dollar Tree and some hot glue. And we are going to glue these 2 pieces right together, flip them over, and go ahead and use more cut down jumbo popsicle sticks for more stability. After that, we're going to take some white Waverly chalk paint and a chippy brush, and we're going to go ahead and do a really rough coat on this. You can make it as thick of a coat as you want, but I kind of wanted that rustic look. After that, we're taking this gift bag from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to place my frame right on top, or my window, I'm calling it. Trace around it so I know the size that I need, and cut out this gift bag. After that, we are just going to basically glue this window frame right down to our gift bag. So again, I'm just placing it where I want it, finding out exactly where it's going to go, adding my hot glue on the back of the window, and placing that right on top of the bag. Next, we're going to take some of this garland from the Dollar Tree. I make it into a circle. We're going to make a little wreath, but it's a little too bushy for me, so I go ahead and cut it down to the length that I want. When that's finished, we're just going to glue that right in the middle of our window there. I decided it needed just a little bit more, so I went ahead and made a super simple shoestring bow with ribbon from the Dollar Tree. Glued that on the top, and glued some little red berries that I took off some picks from the Dollar Tree around the wreath, and that is it. I love how this turned out. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. I've seen many YouTubers do this, but I absolutely love that red barn behind that window. So if y'all like farmhouse decor on a Dollar Tree budget, you are in the right place. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. If not, I would love if you would consider subscribing to my channel. Okay, y'all, on to DIY number 2. For this, we're going to take one of these Believe gnome signs from the Dollar Tree. We are just going to remove the jute twine that's on there and the staples. And once we get that out, we're going to go ahead and sand down where those staples were. After that, I'm just going to take one good coat of black craft paint, and I'm going to do, one good coat on this entire front of this sign. Don't worry about the back. I cover it later with scrap paper, but you can leave it or however you want. Now what I'm going to do is take 2 of these wood planks from the Dollar Tree. I mark the size that I want, and then I draw one triangle on each of these 2 planks. And what I'm going to do is make a little silhouette of a house out of these. Of course, y'all know I cannot draw, cut, or anything a straight line. So mine are going to be a little wonky, but that's just because I can't do it. So I'm just going to take some scissors, a combination of scissors and my little snips, and we get this cut out, our triangle cut out here. After that, we're going to go ahead and stain these with some Waverly Wax in Antique. I do that by just painting it on and wiping it off with a paper towel. I only do the fronts and the edges of this. Don't worry about the back, because you're not going to see that at all. Once we get that finished, again, I'm not an artist, but I decided to go ahead and just draw on my little door and my windows here on my houses. So I do the exact same thing on both of those. After we get that finished, we're going to go ahead and glue one of the little houses to each side of our sign here. So I'm just using hot glue. We're just going to glue it right to the edge on the edge of the sign. And then we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. My houses are not perfect. They do not look exact. I'm okay with that. So if y'all need it to be neater, good luck. I hope you could accomplish it because I couldn't. Now I'm just going to take a Winter Wonderland stencil that I made, or not stencil, decal that I made on my Cricut and put it down. Yes, my piece of transfer paper there is horrible, but it's the last piece I have. I have not gone to grab any more yet, so I'm just making it work. It still sticks, so that's what matters. Then I went into Cricut Design Space and I searched winter houses, and this is what came up. So I just cut out this little silhouette and we're going to put it on the bottom of our sign. And that's it. I love how this turned out, and I love the fact that I can put it out right now and use it at Christmas, but it can transition into the winter months, and I don't have to change each and every piece of my decor out for the winter time. Don't forget, y'all can find me on Instagram at craftycove_DIY. There I go into my personal life and my crafting life just a little bit deeper. I would love to be friends with you over there. If you come over to join me, make sure you send me a DM so that I can say hi to each and every one of you. Okay, y'all, DIY number 3. For this one, we're going to use those same planks that we got from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to use 4 of these. What we're going to do is we're going to start gluing these together using popsicle sticks end to end. So we're going to glue 2 of them end to end, again, using our popsicle sticks for stability. And after we get this first one glued, then we're going to do the exact same thing to the other one. This is going to end up looking like a little pallet, or I think it looks like a little pallet once we get it all glued together, and I love the look of this. So after this first one's finished, here we are doing our second one. Now when we've got them both finished, now we're going to glue them both together. So we're just going to flip them over, and we're going to glue some more of those popsicles down just for a little bit more stability. After that's all finished, we're going to take our Waverly Wax in Antique, and we're going to go ahead and paint on with a paintbrush all along the front, all on the front and along the edges. Don't worry about the back, or I didn't worry about the back. You can if you want, but to me, it was not that big of a deal. After we get it all painted on, then y'all know I just take my paper towel and wipe it off to get it to the color that I want. Now we're going to take some white Waverly chalk paint and a chippy brush and go do as heavy-handed or as light-handed as you want. After we get that white on, I'm going to do the exact same thing with some black. I'm just trying to distress this to make it look a little more like barnwood. After that's on there, I just use my sandpaper and go through and sand it all down just to get it all blended in together. Then I take a little decal that I made on my Cricut that says, "Let it snow." We're going to stick that right on there. I did mine at a little bit of an angle, and I kind of wish I'd have done mine a little bigger, but it turns out really cute, so it's no big deal. Now we're going to take some rope from, I believe, Michael's, and we're just going to wrap it around the top. Then I took a little bell and strung it on some of this jute rope, and I'm going to glue that right to our rope at the top of our sign. I decided it needed just a little bit more, so I went ahead and did the same exact thing at the bottom with the rope, just wrapped it around the bottom. And I love how this turned out. Again, it can be used for Christmas, but you can still leave it out when that Christmas decor comes down. Okay, y'all, DIY number 4. This is my favorite of the entire video. So I got these little styrofoam trees, or styrofoam cones from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use 3 of these, and I'm going to start out by painting these in Nimbus chalk paint by Waverly, one good coat on all 3 of them. After those are dry, I'm going to go ahead and paint another coat on one of these of the Nimbus color. We're going to make all 3 of these different colors just to kind of gradually go up, or, you know, in color. Next, I'm going to take my mineral, and I'm going to take a different tree and paint 2 good coats of mineral on this one. And then for the last one, I take this folk art home decor chalk paint in oatmeal, and I paint my last one with 2 good coats of the oatmeal. After we get all that finished, we're going to take some white Waverly chalk paint, and we're going to distress all of these all around the cone. Now we're going to take a bead, three beads, same size, and we're going to go ahead and glue those to the top of our cones. We're making little angels, and y'all, these turn out adorable. After we get each and every one of the beads glued onto the top of our cones here, I've taken my Cricut and I've made a little decal of angel wings. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on a piece of scrapbook paper, heavier scrapbook paper, and we're going to trace around that, and we're going to do that 3 times. I did this because the sheet music that I'm going to use is from an old hymnal, and it's too thin. It would not have held up. After we get those cut out, we're going to take our hymnal, the song is Away in a Manger, and I'm going to glue down all of my wings that I cut out of the scrapbook paper onto the back of the Away in a Manger song. I hope that makes sense. We glue them all 3 down, and then we just go ahead and cut those out. And when you get them cut out, the Away in the Manger is on the front of these angel wings. I adore this. This is the cutest thing in the world, and you know, these may stay out all year in my house because I'm absolutely in love with them. I lost footage of me gluing on the wings other than this very last one that we're doing right here. But I just take some hot glue and glue right underneath the head, right in the center of the cone there. Now we're going to take some red glittery pipe cleaners. We're going to make 3 little halos, and we're going to glue those right to the top of all of our angels' heads, which are the beads. After that, I wanted just a little pop of more, so I took some red berries, just made some clumps of red berries for 2 of these, glued those right in the middle, left one of them blank, and this is it. Y'all, I absolutely adore these. Make sure you let me know in the comments below what you think. Okay, now it's time for a final DIY. Now, I got these books. They are just faux books that open up and are hollow inside at a store called Mighty Dollar in my hometown. But you can also get these at Michael's and at Hobby Lobby, anywhere like that. So I'm going to take these, and on all 3 of them, I'm going to go ahead and paint the spines black. And then I'm going to paint around the outside edges of both the front and the back. You'll see here what I'm talking about right here. We're going to leave, I'm not worrying about the middle part of this. That's going to get covered up. But we are going to do around the edges just in case some of that were to peek through. After we get all 3 of those books finished, we're going to take white Waverly chalk paint, and we're going to paint where all of the pages, where it would look like pages on these books. I hope that makes sense. After that, I took 2 pieces of scrapbook paper. On one of the books, I'm going to cover the front or the top of the book. I just put my book down. I tried to trace it out, but my Sharpie was completely out of ink. So then I just went around and just cut out the size that I needed. And then we just use regular school glue from the Dollar Tree, put it on our book, and then put our paper to our book, and it has stuck perfectly. After that, I'm going to use another coordinating piece of scrapbook paper, and we're going to do the bottom of another one of the books, just cutting out the size that we need, using our school glue and placing our scrapbook paper right on top, and then we go ahead and cut off any excess that we don't need. We only do that on 2 of the books, one on top, one on bottom. After we get that finished, we're going to take these 2 snowflakes that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I am just going to paint both of these with 2 good coats of Waverly white chalk paint. Now we're going to glue all of our books together because we're making a book stack. So we're just going to put some hot glue on our bottom book, put our second book right in the middle, and that second book is the book that had no scrapbook paper or anything on it. And then I do go ahead and glue my books shut just so they won't try to come open, if someone knocks them over or something like that. Then we glue our top book on top. Now, I wanted this to be very simple, so I just took my snowflakes. I glued one right in the center of the top book and one on the side on the spines. I added a little bead garland, and y'all, that's it. How stinking adorable. And you can use these sitting up or laying down. I've showed you both ways here, but I absolutely love them. And again, a little bit of Christmas and some winter decor. So here we are, y'all. We're at our final reveal. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please make sure you like and comment in the description box below. That just helps me get noticed by YouTube just a little bit more. But I hope that you love these. I will be back to regular Christmas decor in my next video, but I wanted something that I would be able to leave out throughout the winter months and not have to put up with my Christmas decor. Y'all, also, I am reading through the book of Luke in the Bible, one chapter a month from yesterday up until Christmas Eve. So if you're interested in that, I will leave that video in my description box below. Tonight we are on day 2. So we did day 1 yesterday, and tonight we will go to day 2. And I hope you all will join me with that. It's just something that I felt like God laid on my heart to share with all of my wonderful, amazing friends here on YouTube. I appreciate and love each and every one of you. Thanks for watching. Y'all come back now. You hear?